You've heard about people quitting their jobs before, but 2025 is different. Millions of Americans are walking away, and it's not just about chasing bigger paychecks. It's about life-changing decisions, health, family, and dignity. Stay with me, because at the very end, I'll reveal the single hidden factor that explains this wave of resignations and what it means for your future. Let's start with the numbers. Right now, around 3 million Americans voluntarily quit their jobs every single month. That's a quits rate of about 2% of the entire workforce. It's lower than the peak of 2021, but still massive. Economists say the labor market is cooling, but millions are still moving around. The big question is, why are they quitting in 2025? The money story. First, let's talk about the obvious factor: money. Wages haven't been keeping up with the rising cost of living. Rent, healthcare, and childcare costs keep climbing. For many workers, even a full-time job just isn't enough to stay ahead. So they quit, hoping to find higher pay, better benefits, or even multiple income streams. But here's the twist: money isn't the only reason. Plenty of workers are leaving jobs even after getting small raises. That tells us the story is deeper, more personal, and more emotional than just paychecks. Burnout and mental health. Burnout has become a national epidemic. After years of long hours, understaffing, and high stress, people are saying enough. Nurses, teachers, service workers, so many are walking away before they completely break down. One worker put it like this: "I loved helping people, but the stress was destroying me. I quit to save my health." That's powerful, and it's repeated across industries. For some, quitting is no longer just a career decision, it's a survival decision. The flexibility fight. The next major reason is flexibility, or rather the loss of it. During the pandemic, millions experienced remote or hybrid work. They tasted freedom: no commute, more time with family, a better balance between life and work. But in 2024 and 2025, many companies started forcing people back to the office full time, and workers pushed back by quitting. They would rather leave than give up flexibility. For parents, for people with long commutes, or for anyone who values work-life balance, the choice was clear. Caregiving and family. Another huge driver: caregiving. Thousands of mothers and fathers have left the workforce this year because of childcare challenges. With daycare costs skyrocketing and flexible work disappearing, many parents decided it wasn't worth it to keep working. One mother explained it simply: "Childcare would have cost more than my paycheck. Walking away was my only option." It's heartbreaking, but it's also a reality for millions of families. Younger workers and career reorientation. Now let's talk about younger workers. Gen Z and younger millennials have the highest quitting rates of any generation. But they're not just quitting out of frustration. Many are quitting on purpose, to change careers, learn new skills, or start their own businesses. For example, one young worker left a corporate job to learn coding and now freelances full-time. For him, quitting wasn't failure. It was freedom. This shows how quitting can mean two very different things: despair for some and opportunity for others. Which jobs are hit the hardest? Which industries are losing the most people? Hospitality and food service are at the top. Retail is right there too. Healthcare continues to see massive turnover. These jobs are stressful, exhausting, and often underpaid, so it's no surprise that people are leaving in droves. But even office jobs aren't immune. When companies strip away remote options or pile on extra workloads, workers head for the door. Employers and policy response. So, how are employers reacting? Some are offering raises, sign-on bonuses, mental health support, and hybrid schedules. Others, unfortunately, are doubling down on strict rules and office mandates. The results are predictable. Companies that adapt keep their people, and companies that don't lose them. On the policy side, solutions like paid family leave, affordable childcare, and retraining programs could help, but progress is slow, uneven, and heavily debated. That leaves workers largely on their own to figure it out. Human stories. Behind every resignation is a human story. The nurse who walked away to protect her health, the parent who chose children over career, the young professional who quit to build something new. These stories matter because they reveal a deeper truth. Americans are re-evaluating what work means in their lives. They're no longer willing to sacrifice everything for a paycheck. Practical advice. If you're thinking of quitting, here are 3 things to keep in mind. Get your finances in order. Have at least a few months of expenses saved. Make a plan. Don't just quit blindly. Line up your next step. Speak up before you leave. Sometimes asking for a raise or flexibility works. Quitting can be empowering, but the smartest quits are planned, not impulsive. And here's the secret I promised at the start. The real driver behind millions of quits in 2025 isn't just money or stress. It's the combination of 2 forces: the loss of flexibility and the fading of public supports like childcare help. When people briefly had those supports, they built lives around them. When they were taken away, work no longer fit. And so, millions decided to walk. That's the hidden factor changing the American workforce this year. So, what about you? Are you thinking of quitting your job in 2025? And if you have already quit, what was your reason? Share your story in the comments. I read every single one. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with a friend who's struggling with work right now. Because the truth is, work is changing. The only question is, will you change with it, or will you be left behind?